Hello, this is MML Gaming HD. I'm MML Oraculum, and today I just wanted to do a little Protoss overview. So these are the three new units that are in the game: the Oracle, the Mothership Core, and the Tempest. Now, these units, they're all quite fun actually. The Tempest, it's not so much really. It's a bit lackluster. Like, it looks better than it really is. I mean, it looks amazing. Look at it, but it really doesn't live up to what the hype about it really. It's not that great, to be honest. It's an alright support unit. It does like a decent amount of damage. Like, you could use them against maybe Colossus or battle cruisers or Thors, but you know, they showed them in the preview they're good against muters. I mean, they're alright against muters, but you know, I wouldn't choose them really. I'd choose Phoenixes. They just seem like the more obvious choice. And then the Mothership Core. I've been having a lot of fun with this unit. Basically, Purify is really powerful at the start of the game. It's a really nice defensive unit. I've been using that a lot. I've been making use of Energize. You can chrono boost a lot more. It's really defensive. Like, it goes to the extent, saying you're defending, you want more storms. Instead of making them Archons, you energize them, and then you get more storms straight away. And you can do that twice if it's got full energy. And then mass recall is just a really good thing to have at the start of the game. So you don't need a normal mothership anymore. You can just get a mothership core. So mass recall is just, that's really good. And the Oracle is fun. Just running around doing Entome. I've got some good clips of that. Just running in, entoming, getting out, and like that, they can't do anything about it unless they react straight away or even notice you've done it. They'll be sat there not mining for the whole time, so that's really good. Phase shield, that's quite useful. Haven't really used it that much because I've always had my Oracle out scouting around because it is really fast. Look how fast it moves along. It's always out and about. Like, I usually hang around near the enemy minerals patches, just waiting to entome them really, going from base to base. Revelation, that's kind of useful. Well, it is very useful. You don't have to go, you don't have to get an observer out, so you can stick to the Stargate and keep your detection. But it is more useful to have the observer, to be honest, because, well, I prefer just not really having the Oracle with my army, just having it flying around the base, kind of scouting, entoming, you know, picking up what's going on. It's like a nice early scout, because you can get this 150 of each, and it's very fast, so it can get shut down quite easily if they just have a bit of anti-air, because it has like no health, like 100, and 20 of that is shield, so he's going to drop quickly. But yeah, these units, they are fun. I'll show you a little clip. Right, let's start with the Oracle. I'll show you what I've been doing with that. Okay, so I've just built my Oracle. This is a PVZ I had on ladder, and he's just going to be flying up here. This is my general theme against Zerg, really. I like to get a few Void Rays out, if I do go Stargate, that is, and do a little bit of harassment. He did have a bit of lax defense there, so I did send them there. And my Oracle is just going to come around here, because if he did expand here, I'd have access to this mineral patch, fly in here quickly, grab this mineral patch. Look how many drones are here. That's like almost fully saturated, so I can just fly in, entome, and they're not going to be able to do anything for a while. So he did notice I had Void Rays, which does kind of play against my Oracle, because he's got some anti-air now. Luckily he doesn't have any here, so as soon as that's available I should go in there, although I was quite distracted here. My full attention's up here actually, but yeah, the Oracle's got enough energy. As soon as I'm not messing around here trying to do some damage, I will fly up there and entome. I should do so in a second. I'm just thinking, oh, fully charged Void Rays are so good against Corruptors. Oh, here we go, it's moving now. So here comes the Oracle. Yeah, I've actually got it rallied. He's just going to do it and run straight away. And this is probably, that's my favourite ability. All the mineral patches gone. That lasts for 30 seconds. And look, he's mining nothing. He's back down to 1 base and 9 workers basically. So if you keep this up, he is not going to be able to mine anything. Look, he has damaged that one, and there's 1 mineral patch available, and there's all of them that he hasn't been able to mine for a really long time. Now, we do seem to be both slipping on our macro. Me a lot. I think it's because I wasn't really put under much pressure, so I was able to just build, and I do have 3 bases up, but still, that's kind of terrible. I was messing around with some other strategies because, you know, the beta is beta. You just want to kind of mess around and see what you can do with all these new units, which really does put you off on your macro. But yeah, that's one of my favourite abilities actually, the Entype, just having that there. And because I was able to fly in, I did see what was in this base, so I knew, you know, he had 2 Evo chambers, the Spire. I kind of knew that anyway, just because I saw the Corruptors, so I knew he had a Spire. But yeah, that's the Oracle really. That's my favourite ability so far. I do have a clip of the other units in action. This Mothership Core didn't see much action this game. I might throw an Energize now. Oh, I'm actually... Oh, there we go. I threw an Energize. I think I just wanted to do a lot of chrono boosting now. Oh yeah, you can see that going right down. But yeah, if you were more on the ball than me, that is, you can just throw in an Energize as soon as you can and get as much chrono boosting out as possible, because it didn't look like I really needed that. But you know, watching your replays does let you analyse things like that. And I did spend... Oh, my money just jumped up there. But yeah, that's the good thing about watching your replays. It really helps you improve. So I don't think I actually get Tempest this game. So let's go look at a game where I do get Tempests, and I'll show you how they're kind of working out right now. So let's jump to that. Okay, so this is one of the few games I've actually got, you know, into the 3rd stage of the game, I'd say, where you have a max food army. As it hasn't really been happening a lot for me on the beta, because everyone's been messing around with weird tactics, so you randomly own hard or you get owned really hard. But this game I do have some Tempests out. It's one of the only games I've been able to get them out really, but here they are. See, they don't do that much damage. I don't think they actually do any splash damage. And having a little battle here, one goes down straight away. There's a lot of Corruptors, but they don't do splash damage, which is one of the major problems I have with the Tempest. If they did some splash damage, they'd be slightly more useful. If, say, you've got 1 Tempest versus 3 Mutalisks, it does kill them, and that does cost the same, and he is left with quite low health. But if it did a, you know, slightly less damage, maybe half damage but splash damage, then I'd think it would be a lot more useful. Just because that big bull, it even makes it look like it would do splash damage. I mean, it makes sense. Maybe have it single target against massive units only, and then splash damage against normal units. Or maybe splash damage against small units like Zerglings, or Mutalisks are quite small, maybe them as well. I mean, for the cost of them, they're really pointless, and they've kept carriers in the game, which I'd say, you know, they cost around the same, just 50 minerals more and 50 gas less. They, you know, they cost the same food. I'd say go for a carrier if you're going to go for a fleet beacon. There's not really any point in getting a Tempest stuff. I just don't know. I mean, if you're already at that tech, why not just get a carrier? I mean, with a 2+ upgrade, it does 36 damage. I mean, that is quite high in reality. These only do 13. Zealots only do 11. Archons do 34. It is quite high damage, so I'd say get them, but don't mass them. Get them as support. Just get a few. I mean, look, Void Rays, they're doing 8, but they're charged up, so I imagine they're doing more than 8. And they do 12 versus armor. That's a beam, so that's happening all the time. Or something happened there, but yeah, the Tempests just aren't that great. I was building them just because I wanted to try them out. They're so lackluster. I mean, just get carriers. Or, you know, just get Void Rays. They're so much more useful than Tempests. You will do so much better if you get Void Rays, and don't even bother with the Fleet Beacon, unless you want the upgrades, than getting these Tempests. I mean, by all means try them out. Oh, down go the drones. But yeah, see, single target against these roaches. I just don't see how these can be useful. I mean, against it, I bring them back a bit. They get a bit touched up. But yeah, if you do have masses of them, I suppose you could one-shot everything, but it costs so much, I doubt you'll be able to do that. Just big warpins. Yeah, we do have a lot of money. This is quite a long game, so you were 29 minutes in. And he does leave, but the point was the Tempest. I mean, just get carriers. That's all I've got to say. I was building them just to show you, but yeah, I'm not sure why they're even in the game. I mean, they've got quite a bit of health, 450. Archons have 360, so they're quite powerful. I mean, look, they start off with 2 armor, so they're quite hefty units. But yeah, just get a carrier. I mean, maybe you could do some nice harassment. Maybe, you know, snipe a building or two. Maybe you've got 4, 5 Tempests, sneak round the back, snipe out these tech buildings, fly away. But or just have some in support. But you know, don't go all out on them. Just get some Void Rays in your army. But overall, Protoss have been really fun to play. I like all their units, even the Tempest. I do like it, but I probably won't be building it in another ladder game. So Protoss, yeah, it's good. I feel like I've only focused on Protoss this whole beta, so I'm going to start playing another race. I've hardly seen any Terran playing. I've played against 1 Terran, and that's it. So I might go for a Terran, kind of see what's going on there, because I haven't seen any of them, and I really want to see what's happening. So yeah, this will probably be the last of the Protoss for a while. I will come back to them, as they are the race I played in Wings of Liberty. So I want to keep my skill up, but I haven't really been playing much recently anyway. And then we'll look at some Zerg as well. We'll cover it all. So thanks for watching. This has been the Protoss highlight, and I'll see you again in the next video.